He woke up to the sound of the police knocking on his doors. Within a few hours, he had reached Rwanda Investigation Bureau, where he found other men arrested in the same raid. The anonymous young man has been charged with sexually assaulting a minor. The young man admits he is 19 years old, but should be punished for sleeping with a girl who is under 18. He claims that he didn't really pay attention to her age because she looked like they were age mates. That's how they agreed to stay together, have children, and start a family with, according to him. Others who were arrested at the same time say the same thing. Most of them were under the age of 20 and had been living with these teenagers for at least a year. Nevertheless, the law will hold them accountable. All of them are now awaiting trial and should be sentenced to at least 20 years in prison if convicted. This is also the number of years the underage girls will have to wait for their husbands to return, or the men that were imprisoned come out to find there are those that stuck around on their behalf. 2 weeks after their arrest, we arrived at the home of one of the detainees. At 2 p.m. in this home, the girl is now a wife at home with her 5-month-old baby. However, the baby cries all the time to a point where the mother can't have a single moment of peace and quiet. She cries because she is sick, the mother says. The eyes show you that she is still a child and has skin as well, which is why her husband was taken, but she hasn't accepted it yet. I was not sexually abused. There is no child who gives birth to another child. He did not take me out of school, I agreed. And I had nowhere else to live, so thank God he allowed me to stay with him. According to her, the life she lives with her baby is very difficult. When she wakes up, she goes to her mother-in-law to see if there is any leftover food, and when she finds porridge, that is what she takes for the day. It is also in this time that the money the husband left for the house rent is almost over. I can't leave because I don't have anywhere else to go, so I have no choice. If life gets tough for her only 2 weeks after husband leaves, what will 20 or 25 years be like? Don't the neighbors support her? Those around her say that the separation of the husband and wife will bring about something else. Either way, other boys will come here, impregnate her, and the cycle will start all over again. Local authorities have to go through cases of these women that had their husbands take care of every need of the household, the kids who will only take milk unless their fathers come back. All this is what the government is dealing with. At the age of 16, Judith Mukansanga left home accompanied by her parents to find a husband who was 5 years older than her. It was in 1976. In the 44 years they have been together, she gave birth to 9 children. She says that throughout all those years, her husband has never looked at her badly, and they are still together up to date. You would fall in love with a guy, take him home, and they would accept it, then get married. If your parents wouldn't accept it, they would come and take you home. But either way, you would find your way back to your husband if you wanted to. All that is said, however, Article 133 of Law Number 68 of 2018 of August 30th in the Rwandan Penal Code, it makes it clear that anyone who commits any act that leads to sexual activity and commits it to a person under the age of 18 has committed a crime of child molestation and should be punished. The civil society opposes the law. However, you find that imprisoning that person for 20 years is solving one problem and opening a door to many more, so something else should be done. Lawyers are not calling for the law to be repealed, but it could be amended as such, and the young man should be punished, but the family of the girl should be taken care of. Based on this, Ndikumana Elise, based on international law, including Article 144 of the French Civil Code, has called on the Rwandan Parliament to reduce the impact of the separation on the couple and the man to be punished of sexually abusing a minor. Since the beginning of this year, more than 50 people have been arrested in Rusizi district on suspicion of sexually assaulting a teenager. Hearing the news of the arrest of men who sexually harassed minors, you immediately think of these married men or older men abusing these girls. But the fact is that such arrests are dominated by unmarried young men and women who are almost in the same age group and already started building a life together. No one would support such homes, but experts say that if a boy and a girl have reached a point where they build a life together and have children, there should be another punishment put in place. Some say that even though the man is punished, the wife and the children are the ones that suffer the consequences 10 times more. Martina Abera, RTV News.